The law of attraction versus feeling your pain to heal. This is a topic that has come up so much for me. So I started getting into the law of attraction in about 2010, and if you aren't familiar with the law of attraction, I'll put a link down in the description and up here to a really simple and straightforward video that I made describing what the law of attraction is. And then in the past 2 years, I've been going through this massive sort of healing journey within myself, and I've been really clearing my own channel so that I could be a clearer channel to help others to heal and live their best lives. And so I now practice Reiki, I teach Reiki, which is a form of energy healing, and it's been an incredible tool in my life the past couple years. So this is a topic where a lot of people tend to think it's two separate things. So you either are into the law of attraction, which teaches feeling really good. There's like wind coming. Whew, this is a powerful topic. Listen up, guys. We're getting blown away by these truths. I'm just gonna wait a second and I hope you guys can hear okay. So there is this thought or feeling or misconception around the law of attraction that you always have to feel good, and any feeling that isn't good you aren't supposed to have, because if you're feeling bad you're only going to attract more bad feelings. But then in the healing type of community, we're also often told that we need to feel our feelings in order to heal. So the only way out of our pain is through it, and we need to fully dive in and feel to heal. So a lot of people think that these are very separate concepts and that they can't work together and don't work together. And what I've been noticing that's really unfortunate, because I experienced it myself and I'm now seeing it in a lot of others, is that you actually prohibit your healing from happening by having that misconception. So I really want to clarify this for you guys today, so please just listen to me. I'm just very excited about this topic. So one of the books that I read when I first started getting into the law of attraction was a book by Esther and Jerry Hicks, and it's called Ask and It Is Given. And this is an amazing book. If you haven't read it, I really recommend it so that you get very clear on what the law of attraction is and you can let go of any misconceptions that you might have by reading this book. And one of the things that is mentioned in this book is the emotional guidance scale. And this is very important. So I'm going to put the emotional guidance scale here, and I'll also put it in a video description so that you guys can follow along with it. But it essentially talks about how there are, in the list, there's 22 main emotions. And of course, there's tons of emotions. They don't all have to be in this list. That's okay. It's just a generalization of our main emotions. And they go in a scale from the least sort of desired to the most desired. So the ones at the top of the scale will be these emotions that you're really in alignment. So Esther Hicks talks a lot about being in the vortex and being aligned with source, with your higher self, and being in that space of just pure and divine love. But then at the bottom of the scale is when you're furthest from the vortex and you're feeling the most out of alignment. But the issue with this is it goes from 1 all the way down to 22, and we can't just skip from 22 to 1. And this is something that Esther and Jerry Hicks make very clear in this book and in their teachings, is that if you're feeling at number 22, so number 22 is fear, grief, depression, despair, or powerlessness, if you're feeling that, you're not just going to jump up to number 1, which is joy, appreciation, empowered, freedom, love. If you even hear somebody talking about that stuff when you're at number 22, you're gonna get so enraged. And this is where, I mean, if you let yourself feel your feelings, that's what you'll get, is enraged. And then hatred or rage is number 19. So you know what? You've just jumped from number 22 up to 19. So that's amazing, because you're now jumping up the emotional guidance scale. It's like a ladder. That's how I visualize it. And so I don't see any of those emotions as being bad emotions. I just know and understand that if I'm at the top of this emotional guidance scale, then I'm going to be attracting the best things into my life. But I'll never shame myself or disallow myself from feeling anything that's on the ladder, especially the ones at the bottom, because I recognize that whenever you're feeling something that is perceived as negative or bad, it actually helps you get more clarity on what it is that you actually want. So I'll go in really simple terms here. Let's say if you're a child and you're given a blue cup and you are just upset because you wanted a pink cup and you're just thinking like, I just want a pink cup, and you're so upset. Well, you know what? That was a gift because you just realized, hey, I prefer pink cups. And then now you know in life to search for the pink cups or to allow pink cups to come to you, and you can start living at the same vibration of the color pink and just allowing pink to come. And if somebody gives you a pink cup, then you're in a space of appreciation. And we know with the law of attraction that whenever we appreciate something and feel grateful for it, then we're allowing more of it to come. So that experience of having that blue cup might not have been fun at the time, but it helped you get clarity on what you actually want to bring into your life. And so I always let myself feel my feelings, because if you try to resist your feelings, so if you're feeling number 17 is anger. This is something that most people in our society resist. If they're upset by something, we tend to actually really shame each other for feeling anger. And it's just like, when you resist a feeling or you deny it, you're just keeping yourself on that level for longer, because you're not fully feeling it and you're not allowing yourself to climb up that ladder. You might get moments of something higher, and this is where people can get into things like drug addictions or just dependence on substances or other people who give them that momentary high so that they can escape that lower level feeling. But it's not sustainable, and you actually really do have to go step by step sometimes. You can certainly jump a few steps or a couple steps at once, but it is important to allow yourself to feel things so that you can move through them. So with children, they're such a good example on how to be happy in life. They let themselves feel everything that's flowing through them, and this is this life force energy that we all have, and it's constantly in motion and flowing freely. And so something might happen that makes us upset. Feel upset, then go up that ladder, feel the next feeling, feel it and feel it and feel it. And we're always moving. So you might be at number 2 and being really happy about number 2, but then something might happen, you might drop down to 4 and you're trying to get back up, you might get to 3. And so none of us is ever constantly feeling a certain emotion. And the ones who try to constantly feel, they're numbing themselves, or they're in a space where they're separate from emotion, which I know even Eckhart Tolle teaches too. And I don't vibe with him, to be completely honest. He might be a wonderful person, but I've tried to read his books or to listen to him speaking, and he's very monotone and like puts me to sleep. I just don't vibe with that, because I enjoy being alive. I enjoy feeling the waves of emotions that come through. Emotions can be symbolized as the ocean, and I would much rather be in motion and feeling these things and just trying to be like a ghost that's just observing life. Like you just, in my opinion, my experience, don't have the most fulfilling life experience when you try to separate yourself and act more like a monk or somebody who lives on the outside of society and isn't faced with relationships and connections with other human beings that can trigger us, and they can bring us down the emotional ladder, but they can also bring us back up. And I feel like I came to this earth to be human and to experience all that there is to experience. If I wanted to stay a spirit, then I would have stayed a spirit, but I chose to be a human. And I'm still a spirit too, but I mean, why not take part in this magic that is life and allow yourself to feel all the highs of life and even the lows that come with that, and just to let yourself move freely and let that life force energy move through you. So whenever I work with people, whenever I do Reiki sessions, I'm helping them release blockages and helping replace any blockages with positive affirmations and these feelings of love. And when you're experiencing a blockage or you're trying to block yourself from feeling an emotion, it can even manifest in your body as a physical issue because it's there like screaming at you for you to just pay attention to it. And so at the bottom of this scale too, number 22, fear, grief, depression, despair, powerlessness. Depression also can occur when you feel anger, but you feel like you aren't worthy of feeling that anger, and you can just feel kind of like stuck. And it's just like you always have the right to feel any feeling that's coming up in you. Of course, express it in a way that's not going to hurt anybody or hurt yourself, but anger, I feel, is a beautiful emotion to feel if you're going to do it in a healthy way. I see it as this fire that comes up and it's got this passion, and it can be seen also as a beautiful thing to allow this energy to go through you and to purge it, to release it, and then move on to the next thing. I feel all of these emotions on this scale could be seen as beautiful, and the law of attraction really teaches us to stop resisting things and instead to allow. And so that's even these emotions that are coming up, because what you resist persists. So if you're resisting feeling a specific emotion, it's just going to continue for a longer time, even if it's below the surface. So you might just be suppressing it, and it still exists there, and it's still going to continue until you finally allow it to come through. You surrender, you allow it to come up, and you move through it. You feel it, and you go up that ladder. So I hope this helped you guys. I hope this was very clear, because there'll be a test. But actually though, whenever you are learning things, especially new like spiritual lessons, the universe is always going to bring you things and test you on them. So you might be triggered with something, and just instead of getting ultra upset or thinking that this is the end of the world, instead, be grateful to the universe that you're being presented with this test so that you can switch your habits and you can let yourself feel whatever feelings are coming up, and just allow them, release them. I know the other worry that people sometimes have is that if they're feeling all these bad feelings, that's just what they're going to continue attracting, and they're just going to attract more things. No, if you resist feeling that stuff, that's when the stuff keeps getting attracted, because you're in a state of resistance. So you're just attracting more stuff to be resistant to. But whenever you let yourself feel it, you're moving up that ladder. Remember that. And also, those feelings that are at the top of the ladder have a much more powerful magnetic force, so they attract much more easily than things at the bottom of the ladder. So you're able to feel the lower vibrational feelings for a longer period of time without attracting as much as you would if you're feeling the higher vibrational feelings. For that same amount of time, you'd be attracting way more good stuff. So let's say if you're feeling for an hour, you're feeling despair, you might attract one other thing to feel despair about, but maybe not even. Whereas if you're feeling this sense of like elation and joy and amazement for an hour, then you might be attracting a lot more things to be joyful for. So just understand that different feelings also have different points of attraction, and you're not doomed for feeling any negative or low vibrational feelings. We're here on this earth as humans to feel things and to create our reality with the help of our feelings. So stop denying whatever feelings are inside of you, whether you perceive them as bad or perceive them as good. Allow them to come through and allow yourself to have the most amazing experience possible for you. Would you ever go watch a movie where it was just this monotone, like nothing happening for an hour and a half? No, that's the same, in my opinion, as listening to Eckhart Tolle talk. I really feel bad. These jokes, like, it's okay. Like, not everyone's gonna like me either or like resonate, so that's fine. But I personally really enjoy storylines that have this like ebb and flow, and they've got things that draw in your emotions and allow you to feel things and really go through this beautiful artistic expression of your life. So I love you guys so much. I also love Eckhart Tolle and everybody else I've talked about. So yeah, my wish to you is that you really may be happy, healthy, and free, and enjoy this life and this journey in the most beautiful way possible. So if you guys want any additional tools, I'll put some links in the description. Receive some amazing spiritual tools to help you along your journey. So thank you so much for being here. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up if you like it, and share it and subscribe too, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.